People think investing is about getting high returns. It's not. Investing starts when there is something left after spending. Until then, you're not an investor. You're just hoping. And today I'll show you why most people confuse investing and business and where the real money is actually made. I'm Ravi Gabis and welcome back to the Gabis Show, where we unlock the secrets of real wealth in the United States every single day. We continue talking about the Money Kaleidoscope. We have already discussed working for someone else, being self-employed, running a company, running a business, and today I want to talk about investments. On this axis of the Money Kaleidoscope, how do we call money that comes on this axis? It's way easier here. Investors have the only income that is called return on investment, actually percent of return on investment. And so they invest their money and they get certain percent of return. The question is, whose money is that? Your money or the money that you borrowed in the bank or investors' money? The crucial important moment here, if you're an investor, you invest your money. If you don't have money, you can't invest. Very often I hear the following. When people come to my Academy of Financial Growth, where I teach personal finance, they ask for investment tools. Give me more investment tools. I want to make money. I usually ask, okay, what's your capital? How much money do you have? He says, oh, I don't have money. I want to make money on investments. It doesn't work in that way. Here's the abundance strategy. I've shown you this strategy multiple times because I want you to remember, you earn money, spend money, and something has left. And if you don't have anything here, you can't invest. Zero multiple times is still zero. When you have money, you can start investing. Until then, you are not an investor. You are an entrepreneur. And that illusion that I go into real estate, I'm an investor. No. Again, it's Robert Kiyosaki who says you're an investor when you invest in real estate, borrowing money from banks and other people. No. You are an entrepreneur. You know where you can get money cheaper, and using a tool called real estate, you can sell it for high price. It can be real estate, it can be anything else. You can use cars or, I don't know, polyethylene pipes, how I did years ago. So anything. You have skills, abilities, knowledge, how to do that. You sell that. It's not about investing. When you are an investor, you sell your money. That's why to become an investor, you need to have something. If you put down payment into your property, that down payment can give you some certain return. Yeah, partially you are an investor, but the second part you are an entrepreneur. So even in one property, you can combine two axes of the Money Kaleidoscope, an entrepreneur and an investor. Okay, how can you get more money on your capital here on this axis? You have two levers, and one of them is information. This is a story about Nathan Mayer Rothschild. It happened in 1815. Somehow he figured out that Britain is winning the battle, the Waterloo battle. He got that information earlier than other people, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. He spread the information that Britain is losing the war. So the stock market crashed. He bought as many shares as he could. Then the true information came from the battlefield and the stock market exploded. He made a lot of money that day. I don't believe that he created his capital on that episode. Actually, I believe that he created his Rothschilds created their wealth on systematic investments and money management. But it definitely shows that information allows you to increase your return drastically. But information alone is not enough. If you don't know how to use this information, that's why the second lever, I call it practice. How to use that information on practice. Can you do that? I remember that years ago, maybe 10 or maybe even 14 years ago, I was thinking about buying a Bitcoin. Yeah, my friend told me that Bitcoin is something crazy, and it was really kind of rising. The price was going up, and I was thinking about buying it, but I didn't know how to do that. I was ready to lock $10,000 on Bitcoin and just forget about that. I asked my friends how to do that. Nobody knew, and I forget about that. So I had that information about Bitcoin, but I couldn't use it on practice. That's why I always recommend open your brokerage account. Try to buy and sell shares. Gain that experience. Maybe you will even lose money. Don't be upset. You gained the most valuable thing. You gained experience, and you will need that. And the amount of money that you have here on this axis of Money Kaleidoscope is mastery. So how you can use knowledge, your mastery of using that information, information about stock markets. So together, these two things is your using information on practice is your mastery. The second part is investment plan. Because if you don't have investment plan, you will never succeed. There is such a guy, Edwin Lefevre, and he has the book was written about him. I usually every newbie trader on the stock market read this book, and I strongly recommend you reading this book as well if you are interested in stock market. And reminiscence of a stock operator, the reminiscence of a stock operator. And what happened to him? He became multimillionaire 3 times. 3 times. And when he failed, when he lost everything for the 3rd time, he finally decided to commit suicide. And the only part of capital that he saved was real estate that he bought for his wife. So you may be a very average, mediocre investor, not a master. You don't know very well how to use the information on practice, but if you have great long-term plan, you will become a millionaire. You will become rich. So plan often matters more than being a professional. Yeah, you have to know something about that. But if you don't have plan, it doesn't work. I think that's enough for today. See you tomorrow.